Okay, now let's look at some more things we can do with this. So first of all, if you click on any of these frames and then you go over where it says edit here and click on that, you'll see you can set the duration of any clip. So if you want to make a clip longer, of course, you just make the duration longer. You want to make it shorter, then you make it shorter. So you can do that on any of these. Okay, so now another thing I want to show you, let's just go back to home here. We have some auto movie modes. Okay, so this is the default mode and it's just showing us the way we have it set up now. However, we can go across here and it shows us what it would look like with these different movie modes. So you see it's added some color. Here's another one. Okay, so if you like any of these auto movie modes, of course, you can create one of these as well, just by using the auto movie mode. Okay, so there's another option for you. Now the other thing you might want to do is put some transitions in between here. We went over that briefly in the last video, but you can pick all of these, or any of them, and then you can put a transition before that clip. So if you click on the clip, of course, the transition goes right on that clip. So it'll be between the one before it and this one. Okay, so you can go to animations and then you can just put your mouse on here and whichever one you like. Okay, so we could do that. Okay, so now if we start over again here, okay, brings in our first clip. Here's our second clip. Third clip. Fourth clip. Our fifth clip. And then our last clip. Okay, so we got a good start now. Now we could go and add some sound to this. Now you can narrate across it, or you can add some music to it. Or you can leave it silent if you want. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want with your video. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some music to it. Now to do this, you want to make sure that you use some sort of royalty-free music that is not copyrighted anymore. So do a search for that and find a music track you can use without breaking any sort of copyright. Okay, so I got free royalty-free music here, and you can go through and see if you can find something that fits for you. So Creative Commons music. Okay, now make sure you look at the conditions on the site. This guy wants a link back or a mention, so if you're going to use his music, make sure you obey those particular stipulations. Okay, so then you can go and you can find music that works, and once you find one, you can download it. So you can preview them. Just let's bring it up in a new tab, and then you can listen to it and see what it sounds like. Okay, and if you find one you like, then you can just download it. Okay, so you can right click, we could save the link as, and we can download it and then pop it into our working folder. Okay, so there it is. Let's save it. Okay, and we've now downloaded the music. So let's add it to our video now. Let's go back to the home page here. So you see here we have add music, so click on that and navigate to where you put your music. Okay, so here's the tune we just stuck in there. Okay, and you'll see that it has spread it out so that it fits in our timeline here. Okay, so if we were to play this, you should hear the music, and I do hear it. You won't be able to hear it over on the video. Let's just put it at the end here. And it continues to play the music, which is good. And it ends right when the video ends. Okay, so now if you adjust the size of this now, let's say we click on here and we're going to edit. We're going to change the duration to 25 seconds. You'll see that the music followed it because the duration of the music is longer than the duration of the video. Of course, if it was shorter, it would end somewhere before the end of the video. You could add another music track. Okay, now also, if you right-click on the music, you can select a start point and you can set an end point. So if you only want music on one clip, you could do that by setting the start point and then setting the end point at the end of it. Okay, let's set this duration back to 5 seconds. And then we could put a clip on the end of it just telling them to fill out our form and get one free lesson or whatever it is we're going to offer them to get them to go and opt into our list. So let's go home here. Okay, so we could add another title clip in here. Now another thing you could do is create a photo or create something with something like paint.net and create a better slide to put at the end, maybe with an arrow on it pointing over to the right so that it reminds them to fill out the form. Okay, so I'm going to do that for my last slide. Now what we're going to want to do is make a slide that's fairly close to the size of these pictures so that we don't get any kind of distortion going on. So let's go into our folder where we have these stored and let's just look at a couple of the pictures. Just do a properties and then go to details. You'll see we're 356 by 283 and this one. Now they're all going to be different sizes, but if they're fairly small in the 400s, we don't want to go creating a 1024 by 768 image. Okay, so if we create something like 300 by 300, that should be fine. Okay, so once we check that out, let's go and open up paint.net. Okay, here's paint.net. So let's first of all set the size of the image. So we'll just set it to, say, 300 by 300. That's our size. So this is what we're going to add into the video. Now what we can do is we can, well, let's zoom in. Okay, so first we're going to add a layer. Okay, and on this layer, this is going to be our text. So let's go over to this side. Let's find text. And then let's tell them what we want to tell them in this slide. Okay, so all you have to do now is click inside the image somewhere. Okay, and then we'll put the text in there that we want. Okay, let's center this here. Okay, I'll adjust that a little more. And grab this handle here. You can move it around. I'm going to put this near the top. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in an animated arrow. So I do layer, and I'm going to import from file. I'm going to bring in an animated arrow that I have here. Let's drag it down like that. Alright, now let's set the view to the actual size. And there's what it's going to look like. Okay, now let's save this. We want to save it as a GIF file. And we're going to call this last. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's just going to be something we're going to be able to bring into the video. Okay, let's click OK and flatten. And there it is. Okay, now we can go back to our movie project. Let's add a video and photo. And let's bring in last. Okay, let's play across here. Okay, the animated arrow actually didn't work in this case. I wasn't sure that it would. At any rate, it's going to be pointing to the right, so when we get it on our video squeeze page, it's going to be pointing towards our opt-in box. Okay, and then of course you can put a transition here if you want as well. So animations. There we go. Okay, so we now have our video created. Okay, now as I said before, this is one way to create it. I've created it using clips and music, but you could do screen capture videos by using a free screen capture program, bringing those clips in here. You can also do a webcam video. You can click on that and record from your webcam. So you could bring those kind of clips in, whatever you want to do. Okay, but this was an example. This is how I decided to do it. So I have a short 38-second video. Now on a video squeeze page, you don't want to go overboard on the length of the video. A video sales page is a different matter, but we are looking at a video squeeze page. So at this point, let's save this. So first we're going to save the project. Now one more thing before we publish the movie. Let's go into options here and set the music volume, because we don't want the music too loud. So let's set it down and just give it another play to make sure that it is at the volume you want. If not, you can go back and set it a little lower. Okay. Like so. Okay, that's about where I want it. Alright, so let's save the project. Okay, and now we're ready to publish the movie. So let's save the movie. And what we want to do is just save it for computer. Okay, and there it is. It's going to be Elmage, so let's save. Alright, and it'll create the movie for us in Windows Media format. Okay, so it's done. Let's play. Okay, and it's playing the music. You probably can't hear it, but okay, so there's what the video is going to show them. It plays the music, and then they will fill out the form on the right. Okay, so we're done now. All right, next video, I'm going to show you how to set up the squeeze page.